In this exercise, we're dealing with the birthday paradox that says that the probability that two people in a room will have the same birthday is more than half, provided the number of people in the room is more than 23. What we need to do is write a program that can test this paradox by a series of experiments on randomly generated birthdays. Okay, now what we're going to do in this case, first I'm going to write a helper function. I'm going to call it random birthday. Well, random bday short. This is going to produce a date, and we're going to use the date function from the datetime module. So from datetime import date. Now, what the datetime module offers is to convert a date, which is a year, month, and day, into an ordinal number. So this would make it easier to work with a random module to produce a random int. You'll see what I mean when we write some code. So first I'm going to get a random date between 1st of January until 31st of December, which is the last day of the year. And I'm going to use the current year 2023 for that. So I'm going to make an start date. This is going to be date, and I'm going to make it 1st of January, and this is the format year, month, a day. And now I'm going to convert it to an ordinal, which is going to be an integer, and let's call this ordinal start date. Now this is the first day of the year, and I want to get a random day in 2023. So to produce the random day, first I'm going to get a random number between 0 and 364, so random. And for that I'm going to use rand integer, which is from the random module. Num import rand int. So rand int, you can feed a first number and a second one, and it's going to produce a random number between 0 and 364, including these numbers. Okay, and then to produce the random day, I'm just going to make a date from ordinal. This is a ready to use function. And I'm going to use the original start date plus the random day. Okay, now this is going to produce a random date in 2023, and I'm going to return this. So this is the helper function to produce the random birthday. Now I'm going to write a function to perform the test for sample. And we're going to give it a size, which is going to be an integer. This is the number of people in the room. And in the end, this should return a Boolean, true. So it's just going to be true or false if two people have the same birthday for this number of people in the room. Okay, let's make an empty list for the birthdays. And I'm going to iterate through the number of people. So this is, and I'm using this symbol because I don't need, I am not using I here because I'm not going to use that variable. So this is a common practice in Python. If you're not going to use that variable, you just write something like this. Okay, so what I want in this case is to get the result. No, I'm going to get the random birthday first. So bday is going to be a random one. And I'm going to check if this one is in the list of random birthdays of the people in the room. If it is, I'm going to break the loop and just return true. So we proved our point, there are two people with the same birthday. If not, just continue adding, so bdays.append the random bday we just generated. Okay, and the function returns false if no two same birthdays are found. Okay, now this is the other function, so I'm going to make this into a program, a standalone script. So I'm going to write, as always, if name equals main, and I am going to run this experiment for size in a range from 5. I'm going to start at 5 up to 100, but since I want to include 100, I'm going to add 105 as the limit, and the step is 5. So this is going to produce a list of numbers starting from 5, 10, 15, 20, up to 100, like the exercise asks us to. And I'm going to get the result. It's going to be test for sample, and this is going to be for the size. Oh, I forgot to. Okay, this is inside the for loop, and then I'm going to print an f string. So for this size, it is the result. So true or false. Okay, let's run this. So I'm going to run the program. Okay, so we see that for 5 it's false, 10 is false, 15 is false, 20. So yeah, in our case, but this is completely random. After 40 is always true. If we run it again, we should get something different since it's random. Yeah, so here we see after 25, it's all true. So yeah, pretty much when we're dealing with large numbers, the probability that two people have the same birthdays is more than one in this case. Okay, that's it for this exercise.